Hi, I'm Eric Westerich, and you're watching Startup Show San Diego, a startup TV show about startup companies. At Startup Week this year, San Diego Startup Week, we've been talking a lot about community building, diversity, and we have someone to talk about that as we're sitting here in Startup HQ, which is Wework Cowork, and we're here with Sat Wilensky, founder and president of Mompreneurs. Sat, welcome.
Thank you, Eric. Pleasure to be here.
So, Mompreneurs, why? What caused you to even think about that?
Right, so obviously I'm a mom. I have a 4- and 6-year-old kid, boy and girl. And so I had just finished a degree in business entrepreneurship at SDSU. I had launched a couple of businesses in my early 20s, and yet I was at a point where I was home with 2 very young babies, and I needed to essentially I wanted to continue the entrepreneurship path. And connect with other moms who were also business-minded and wanted to be involved in startups and start their own companies. So I went out on a search for a group that was like that to connect with, and didn't find any. I mean, I looked on Meetup, I looked on Facebook, it just didn't exist. So I started my own Meetup group, and I decided to call it San Diego Mompreneurs, and it just grew and grew over the last 3.5 years to the point where we now have 600 local mom entrepreneurs. We meet regularly for think tanks and business workshops. We connect, we support each other, and it's just been an awesome, awesome experience.
So where are you now? Are you a meetup group, or are you more than that?
We're a nonprofit organization now, a 501c3. We incorporated at the beginning of this year, kind of went through a lot of consulting with mentors and other people to figure out what was the right next step for us as a group and as an organization. And it was always a project that was close to my heart, and a labor of love, so to speak. So I wanted to make sure it was very clear that this was not for profit. This was to help this community who desperately needs these resources and the support and a very particular set of resources to help them grow and start these businesses.
So what have you been focused on? What's caught your attention during this development? In other words, what are your biggest challenges in making this reality?
So funding is a big challenge. I mean, we applied for our first grant, which is a community San Diego County grant. I had to stand up in front of the board and talk about our vision and what we're doing. So we're looking at, expanding our volunteer base and bringing in some corporate sponsors who have a passion for helping these mompreneurs locally, and from there we can continue to expand and really fulfill our mission.
So help me clarify how you're interacting with moms, and I assume dads.
Yeah, it's really open to everyone, yes.
Yeah, so in terms of its events and meetups, is that what it is?
We're really focused on in-person meetings and workshops. So from the beginning, I wanted this to be hands-on, get your hands dirty, you're getting tools that can allow you to launch and scale those businesses that you're starting. So we have a monthly business workshop. We bring in subject matter experts. We have a think tank where it's kind of round table, mastermind style, where a couple of ladies will present challenges, and then we all give feedback and input.
Okay. So connecting the community with each other and bringing in mentors and to supplement that.
Yes.
Great. So what single thing that's happened recently, give me a personal event of what makes you think that you're on track?
Right, good question. Well, there have been a couple of our members who launched apps in this
Give me one specific.
Okay, one specific.
We don't have time for one. We're
okay.
Give me one specific.
One thing. Okay, so one of our members, Rebecca Gregerson, she launched an app this last year, went into development. She now just this last week got an investor who's going to help her take it to the next level and get this thing out there. So it's, and she came to me and said she never would have done this if it wasn't for Mompreneurs and the support she's gotten.
Fantastic. So let's look in your crystal ball, which is always fuzzy when it's in the startup community.
Yes.
But as best as you can, When we interview you next year, what are you
Yes.
going to be able to tell me? What's changed?
So I want to be able to say we have, as a result of our organization, we have helped 200 local mom entrepreneurs launch new businesses that are growing and successful.
And you mentioned something about a co-working place when you were
Yes,
talking
yes.
earlier.
So out of the work we've done with the community, it's become really apparent that there's a need for a professional co-working space that has on-site childcare. A lot of us have young children. We're juggling daycare. We're juggling all these very expensive childcare options to enable us to, spend time on the entrepreneurship, business building stuff. And so we've been doing pop-up co-working and childcare sessions where we can provide the childcare on site where moms and dads come in, work, collaborate, make magic happen.
Most important question, if somebody wants to learn more about mompreneurs, co-working, pop-ups,
All that stuff.
Where do they go?
So we have a website. It's sdmompreneurs.com.
So, thank you for what you did.
Thank you, Eric. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for watching.